This is Nick Baisley from Film Threat and FilmSnobbery here in Park City, and I am here tonight with
Christian Cooke.
Christian. What are you here with?
I'm here with my film Unconditional.
Do you fancy a laugh?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah? You want a laugh? You fancy a laugh? You mean it?
Yeah, go on then.
Baby, I'm your man. What do you believe in? How about love? How about risk? How about achievement? But it comes down to his passion. No ifs, no buts. Don't be scared of yourself. I'm your man. Unconditional love. That's what I'm putting on the table here. Oh, fuck off and we never see each other again. You don't gotta pop, baby. If you've got second thoughts, I'm now not there. But you're not gonna have second thoughts, are you?
No chance.
You get it from me. When you're feeling lonely. Go on, have a laugh.
I know this is a mother talking, but he's handsome. He wears lovely clothes. You're a boy, aren't you, love?
It was written by Joe Fisher and produced and directed by Bryn Higgins, and I met Bryn just over a year ago and talked about the movie. It was a great script, and then we went from there, you know.
And you've done a lot of acting before, or is this kind of more of a breakout role for you, or how do you look at Unconditional?
It's certainly different, you know, to any other role that I've done. I started when I was 9 years old, so I've been doing it for 15 years, or trying to do it for 15 years. But yeah, I mean, it's certainly, as far as the other stuff that I've done, it's very different in terms of the character and the film itself.
Now, I've interviewed a lot of other filmmakers and actors, actresses from the UK, and when I asked them about the difference between independent film in the UK and independent film in the US, what I usually hear from them is, well, all the film in the UK is independent. Do you kind of have a similar feeling to that, or would you kind of, aside from what is Pinewood, there really aren't many very big studios out there?
Yeah, and Pinewood is a studio that is, it's not in the same sort of like Paramount or Warner Brothers. Pinewood don't make their own films. They're a studio where films go and shoot. But yeah, I mean, largely, I think working title is British, obviously, and that's a studio. I think they have their distribution deal with Universal. But yeah, I mean, there aren't really any studios, as exist in America. It's mainly independent production houses.
And is there a lot of work for actors like yourself out there for a lot of these independent productions? Has the work grown as the independent market has grown, especially with like digital filmmaking and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, it seems that way. It seems like there's been a lot of to my knowledge, there's been a lot of great British independent films over the last couple of years, and this year as well. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely projects out there, decent independent projects.
Now let's turn back to Unconditional for a second and talk a little bit about what the movie's about and a little bit about your character.
Okay, so Unconditional, I guess, is it's about two outcasts who live on the fringes of society, both in terms of economically and socially, and within that, it's a love story between these two people who find each other in rather sort of unconventional circumstances. And the broader themes, I guess, are sexuality, about discovering sexuality and exploring sexuality, and specific to my character, I guess, about trying to come to terms with my sexuality. Yeah.
Now, in regards to this film festival, have you ever been to an American film festival, or is this kind of your first time over here, or?
Yeah, no, I've never been to I've never had a film at a festival, so this is my first time. Yeah, it's great.
So when you found out you were going to, it's a Slamdance selection, when you found out you were going to one of the most prestigious film festivals in America, anyway, what was your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, I was delighted. I'm very proud of the movie, and excited for people to see it and for it to get on a platform here in America. And it seems like a good place for it to start.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about, you said you've been acting since a very young age. Does that mean that your family's always been very supportive of that? I mean, I know that when a lot of people look at the arts, it's kind of hit or miss. It's either the family gets 100% behind you and like they support you, or they go, so when are you gonna get a real job? You know, have you had a little bit of both on there, or has it been gung ho since Jump Street?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they've always been very supportive, but I guess, you know, there's a little trepidation when you know, you do it from such a young age, and there's a worry as to whether, I guess, it's going to be a viable career or whether it's going to work out. You know, there's always that concern. But no, my family have always been supportive, you know.
Now, you just had a screening of the film. Did you, I mean, you attended the screening, you saw the audience. Did the audience react the way that you hoped they would react?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very intense film. It's very dark, and people seemed, you know, glued to the screen and very tentative. And yeah, I mean, definitely they laughed in the right places and they squirmed in the right places. And, you know, yeah, I mean, it seemed to go really well.
Now, you mentioned that you have some other projects lined up after this as well. You want to talk real quick about any of that, or?
Yeah, I'm going to I go to Rome next week to start shooting Romeo and Juliet, new film version of that. So yeah, I start that. It's a 7-week shoot. That's my next project.
But no, I wish you all the success in Unconditional and wherever it heads to after Slamdance here. And I'm really glad that you were able to get it in front, you know, see an audience react to it here, especially in the States too. I mean, you know, I think it's a different audience here than it is over in the UK in many respects. And I'm happy to see you here, you know, kind of, you know, championing indie film.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers. Nice
Cheers.
to meet you.